Hey YouTube, coming at you my first Great League Remix team, and it is Togedemaru, Double Flyer, Gligar, and Mandibuzz. So basically, in my top teams video yesterday, I said Flyers should be way stronger in this meta because Lantern is banned and a bunch of Steels are banned, and there's like Wigglytuff banned as well. So between all those, you should do better. And then I said, well, on top of Flyers doing better, and Lantern being banned, there's not much electric, so Togedemaru is probably going to do pretty well as well. So I was like, okay, let's just put this team together, see if it works. For the most part, it did work because you could wild charge right off the bat Togedemaru and then get into Gligar or Mandibuzz. Like, Mandibuzz felt safe as a safe swap in this league. Obviously, double weak to ice in the back, which Togedemaru deals with most. I did run into a Unova Stunfisk, which is an electric ground type, so that kind of core broke. I don't think I won that matchup, but I'm sure it's in here. But let's look at some battles here. So for the most part, if it's like a neutral matchup like this, I'm just wild charging and then bailing into either Gligar or Mandibuzz. This one is Mandibuzz because it was really weird. I don't know what it was, if it was just the game or something with my internet today. Like, you saw I only got to the great there, and it's because multiple times, oh, here it is right now. Oh, maybe I did win this one. Multiple times I had just insane frame drops when I was doing my fast move, like my charge move. And it would, like, you could see it spinning, and I just missed multiple bubbles. And some of them cost me games, some of them cost me at least some damage, right? So get the second Dark Pulse off. So this is not terrible. Because I chipped it enough to get it to the yellow here, and I'm gonna grab a shield or take it out. So I think I even though this does definitely core break my team, I was able to kind of work around this. They do farm down here, which is unfortunate. Lucky for me, I have Gligar, right? So resist the electric, resist the ground. These will chip. But I do get to the move, and I'm like, okay, let's just get this out of here. Resisted Aerial Ace is more than sufficient here. Sableye is pretty low, and I come in with Sableye just to get farmed down. And I'm like, what are you doing? And it's because in the back is a Poliwrath. But all they allow me to do is just get ahead on energy. So now I'm going to get to multiple wing attacks. And then once they let this go, I was like, okay, the win condition is just farming down. Shield farming down. Yeah, once they let one go, it's just an easy farm down from here. Okay, Dragonite lead. Again, I'm basically going to go to Wild Charge and throw. This one, with Dragon Breath resisted, I don't feel as obligated to leave right away. Even though this will lower my attack, I could just go up a bit more, but they get out of here. There is a Quagsire. I'm so used to Quagsire having Mud Bomb, and I have Mud Bomb on mine, so I'm like, oh yeah, this is fine. It's not fine. With Mud Bomb, this would be a great matchup, but with Aqua Tail, it's a crap matchup. Had I known that, I would have just come Mandibuzz. But able to just know that I'm going to win CMP, and I'm going to CMP this a couple times just to get this somewhat low, right? So we'll CMP on Aqua Tail again here. It's in the red, so at this point, if they shield, I could let this go, or I could shield and do one more. I probably just let it go into Mandibuzz here. Yeah, it makes sense. I throw right on 4, and we end up CMPing, and I'm like, okay, if this can be a Stone Edge, I think I should probably shield this up. This would hurt a lot. So I do end up shielding, which is nice. Out comes a Shadow Vic, not even a Shadow Vic, but again, unless you have Sludge Bomb there, you're in a pretty bad situation. Speaking of a bad situation, that's a bad lead. Come in here to get hit with a Carbink. So this is, obviously, if I'm going to see it on the back two Pokemon, this is the one I want to see it. Gligar is still just safer than Mandibuzz, right? Because there are a couple fairies in this. And you're both weak to ice anyway, so Rock Slide. I do shield up one because I'm like, you know what? Quagsire on the lead. I need to fight for switch here, right? This is one I cannot lose switch on. And I let it go. It's okay. I took switch, lost shield, but that's okay. This will chip, and then Mandibuzz can just kind of like take out the rest, and we'll hopefully have something in the back that I can deal with. And then I'm like, they're not giving up switch this easy unless they have an answer to Togedemaru. Right? So I'm thinking that they probably have an answer. I get hit with the Stone Edge. I'm going to farm to the 3. Go for the... I don't know if Air Release will take out. Air Release is still a bad move. So I go Dark Pulse, and they shield. So I'm like, okay, maybe they have like a grass or something in the back. But now I get baited with an Aqua Tail. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is low enough. I can just go Aqua Tail. I mean, Air Release, but I think we just CMP tied on the Stone Edge. So it's just like, everything that bad that could have happened there. So now they're up shield, and Togedemaru needs shields. So it is a grass. So got the read right. So Togedemaru can do okay against this, but 2 Frenzy is going to take me out. So even if I land a Wild Charge, I think I had to try and bait here and then land a Wild Charge, because the bait would have boosted my attack. Oh, you're going to see a fun one coming up. I feel bad for my opponent because they did lag out, but you're going to see what a double boosted Togedemaru can do here. See, if I boosted and then landed the Wild Charge, this could potentially KO from this range. And if you're like, you can't KO grass from this range, you just wait until you see what I did against a Tropius. Okay, so good lead here. They're going to probably get out into something. Again, Dragon, I'm fine because I charged so fast, just going Wild Charge and bailing here. So that's enough to take them very low. And now it's like, do I just like farm down from this range and just try and come up with like 2 Dark Pulses? Can I farm down? And then I kind of realized, like, at this point, I'm like, no, you can't really farm down. And then they start shielding. And I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with this. Because I'm going to grab both shields. Because I'm going to take this one here. And if you shield once, you're going to try and flip switch here. So I'm like, you know what? I could take this. I'm fine with that. I'm like, maybe it's a double dragon. So what I'm going to do is just come Togedemaru. Probably shield one. And farm. Because even if it's another dragon, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to Wild Charge and bail. But that dragon is a Shadow Dragonite. So I'm sorry for you that you are not going to have a good time. Because this is neutral. That's a one-shot. This is super effective. This is a one-shot. And we're going to see some more one-shots coming up here. This is it. Yeah, this is the matchup. So for Alligator lead. Tricky lead because 4, 5, you can... So let me just go back to the start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just get to the move and they're at the move too. So then I'm like, they haven't thrown. Let's throw. I can probably bait here with a Fell Stinger. And they don't shield. I'm like, okay, let's just go back to back and just boost. This thing is chipping. Let's just boost the hell out of this thing. So there's a second Fell Stinger. And I'm like, okay, I can double shield and take this out. That's fine. And then I'm like, okay, let's just see if maybe this takes it out. And then they end up shielding. So I'm 3 times boosted. That's why I one-shot. I thought I was just 2 times boosted. So now I can shield and I'm 3 times boosted. And they come in with a Tropius. Now Tropius is half flying, but it's half grass. And this is a full health Tropius. And this Tropius gets one shot. And they leg out here. But they get one shot by a 3 times boosted. And unfortunately for them, they have a Dugong in the back. And if I one-shot a Tropius, you damn believe I'm going to one-shot a water Pokemon with an electric. So 3 times boosted, back-to-back one-shots. Love it. Okay, Mantine, great lead. They're going to have to get out into something. Sableye. So what I did here was I just got in here immediately because I have such a good matchup. And then I shield up the first return. Because what I'm sort of worried about is they land a return and then mine doesn't take out, and then they can like bait, and then it's kind of a weird game. So if I shield the first return, I should be okay to keep switch. I mean, that's kind of important. But what ends up happening here is they don't get anything off here. It's just a foul play, if I remember. So that's fine. Farm down with Snarl. They come back in with their Mantine, and I throw a bunch of moves. And then I'm pretty sure they just save, rightfully so, the 2 shields for whatever's in the back. And if you are a Mantine on the lead, double weak to electric, what do we think we have in the back here? We have a Quagsire. And again, if it was a Quagsire running Mud Bomb Stone Edge, I could very easily take it with Gligar. But unfortunately, it's an Aqua Tail. So I'm just going to get lit up way too quick here, because it only takes 4 mud shots to get to an Aqua Tail, and these Aqua Tails do well over 50%. So once it was a Quagsire on the back with Aqua Tail, this game was over. I have no out, unfortunately. So that's tough. Not much I could do. Maybe don't use the shield on, but even if I didn't use the shield on Togedemaru, on Mandibuzz, if I didn't use the shield on Mandibuzz, then it would be 2v2 shields here, and it'd be very close, because it still just takes 4 mud shots to get to an Aqua Tail, so they're going to outpace my Air Laces. What am I doing here? I bait. Yeah, this game's already over. I bait because I don't think a Wild Charge takes out from like 70% health here. And they end up having to move here. Maybe I should have just went straight Wild Charge there and hope that it took out from that range. Yeah, maybe. Pelipper is obviously a great lead. They are not leaving. And again, I try a bait, thinking like, I'm already at 7, maybe they won't. But I think both, so this one actually does call the shield, so that's nice for me. I live 1 Weather Ball, so I know that. So I could just shield this one up. But because it's 2 times weak to electric, and I'm already boosted once, I'm like, can I just farm down on here? I'm like, I can't quite farm down. I'm just going to throw this. And they double shield. And I'm like, what are you doing? So I was like, okay, I will double shield too, and I'll come out with moves. They do come in with Gligar, which will single resist the moves. But I'm now 2 times boosted, so I'm willing to, because even 2 times boosted, I will now get 50% damage here. So I can go back to back here, take this out. Again, you can see the spinning and me missing bubbles. And they have a Dragalge, so I'm immediately, they're switch locked, get into Gligar. I can live 1 move. I'm going to dig and take them out. And then I'll win this matchup pretty easily. So I think I went 7-3 with this team. And my team tomorrow beats this team. So tough lead-ish. It's a bait game here, and they beat me. I thought they would Wild Charge and bail. So I shield, and they just mirror shot, so that puts me at a huge disadvantage. I do end up catching a move on Gligar here. So that's a nice catch. Mirror shot's still neutral if they threw that. Right, still neutral. I assume this is going to be a Wild Charge. And I'm a shadow, they're a shadow. So this could be this could hurt. And they just go mirror shot again, which is interesting. But a very, very, very tanky Crest is a pretty good answer here. My team tomorrow, which I did very well with, back above 2,500 after being down to like 2,300 the other day, is a direct counter to this team. And I didn't even do it like, let's just counter my team from yesterday. Or this, like, not yesterday. I did the battles right after that. I'm like, I didn't counter that team directly. I just like, kind of like thought through it like, yes, this team makes sense given the meta. So tomorrow, you are going to see Annihilate, Double Ice, Dugong and Walrein. And it's the exact same concept why this team worked, this Togedemaru Double Flyer team worked, why the team tomorrow works. And it's because you have a lot of flyers in this, right? We've already seen some Pelipers here. We've already seen some Mantines here. So to have double ice is not a bad strategy. And counter it with a fighter because you're going to be weak to rock in the back, and you need something to beat rock, and a fighter is the way to do it. Do get a wild charge off here, but Annihilape's just too tanky. Close though. Man, this thing hits so hard. And then I think this is the last matchup. Dugong here. Good lead. Galvantula's tough, but I just farm up and then catch on a Gligar. It's not super tough. Like, I could wild charge this thing and get it down to like 30%, so that's fine. They end up getting a second lunge off here, which is fine. It's still very easy matchup for me. Like, that was really undercharged. I wonder if they got the spinning, like the glitch too. It's weird. I got a lot of frame drops on the thing. Get the dig off, take it out. That's nice, even though I'm 2 times lowered. I expect the Dugong to come back in and just farm here. 2 times weak, so that's already 3. They're going to have to get 1 more. I'm out of wild charge already, so once I chip this, it's in wild charge range. Pretty sure full health Dugong's in wild charge range. And it is an Annihilape, so I will throw one of these 2 wild charges. Grab a shield. Can now just easily come in here. The only sort of issue is if they have Ice Punch, but they don't because they haven't thrown anything yet. So now my only concern is allowing the Dugong to get energy. So that's why you're going to see me not throw here right away and farm up a bit, because I need my switch timer to come up. I need to be low on health so they don't take me super far. You can see that I'm going to try undercharge here, but like I stopped throwing. That grate was on purpose. I tried to undercharge a bit because I wanted to come out with this energy, throw this immediately, hope my switch clock is up that I can get out of here, and it is. And now they can't get the energy, so I'm okay. So that is it. Fun to use. Good team to use. Yeah, you can use other Pokemon. What are the other electrics in this meta? Like, you can't truly substitute. I said Unova Sunfisk is an option as an electric. You can't really substitute it. I mean, you can Magnezone. Magnezone's the obvious one. For a direct substitute. You can't do so much Unova Sunfisk because that would make you triple weak to ice because you're half ground. So if you want to use an electric, I think you're kind of stuck with Togedemaru or Magnezone. And then, yeah, the other ones, I mean, if you have a Pachirisu, that's fine. But Emolga, Zapdos, and Stunfisk all have that ice weakness, and then Dedene's garbage. It's so funny. I always say, I just do that to like rev up. Why am I blanking on names? I gotta check in my brain on Swag. Because he loves Dedenne, and I always just trash Dedenne. I have not seen Swag do a video for a while. Okay, sidebar here as the video is done. So first of all, thumbs up, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. I appreciate the support. In my top teams video yesterday for Ultra League, because I haven't played Ultra League in a while, I was like searching YouTube creators. Yeah, it's been 2 months. I was searching YouTube creators to be like, okay, what teams have you guys put out that I can like draw on? And I'm like, I'm subscribed to everyone, so I know who's been posting. Obviously, Homeslice posts every day. Yonkis posts like 2 to 3 times a day. Zionx pretty regular, and Rise is starting to get back. But then a lot of the other people who Purple Kyogre still posts a lot too. But a lot of the OG content creators are not posting. So I was like, has Throw put out many teams in the last like little bit? And he puts out like one or two a month now. And then I just checked Ryan Swag. He hasn't posted in 2 months. He hasn't posted since the start of this. And then who hasn't? What's his name? FP Sticks was one of the first ones I've watched. FP Sticks has not posted in, I think he's like officially retired because it was a year ago his last video. So FP Sticks hasn't posted in a year. So it's crazy to see all these old content creators, Pokemon Go content creators that I used to watch and grow up on, but like that I used to like watch and learn, not post much anymore. And what's his name? King. Yeah, King hasn't been posting much either. 1 month ago, 3 months ago. So it's I've got to imagine that I'm probably one of the like there's other Pokemon, like there's Callum on Toast. Hello Callum, who always watches my videos. He posts constantly. I can't really steal teams for him to do top teams because he's the Spice Lord, right? So yeah, but just looking through my list, it's a lot less of the PvP content creators than it has been in the past. So I appreciate you all still showing up. Yeah, I just noticed that when I was like trying to pull teams, I'm like, ooh, the content creators, like this used to be a very, very, very full space. And the top creators are just like kind of dropping off here. So I guess at this point, I'm probably one of the top creators for just GBL only, which is kind of cool, but kind of like weird. Because again, when I started when I was at 0 subscribers. I started in season 7. My first video was in season 7. And at the time of season 7, Zionik was already at 100K. King was already at like 60K. FP Sticks was approaching 50K. And then Rise, Home Slice, Yonkers, Purple Kyogre, Tho were all in that 20 to 30,000 range. So the ones who kept going, like Home Slice and Yonkers posting every day, they've jumped to like 50, 70,000. The other ones have like stopped posting. So they're not getting like any new subscribers. I mean, Zionik's still posting. He's at like 130 something. And then I've gone from 0 to 21,000 since season 7. So yeah, it's been interesting. It's just like, this is very, very, very random, but I just kind of noticed when I was trying to pull teams from other content creators, I'm like, oh yeah, lots of OGs not posting anymore. So it's definitely times have changed. Anyways, that is it. Stay tuned for a Ultra League video this afternoon. I looked back through my submitted links this morning. Video in this link in the description if you want to submit some battles. So I pulled Ultra League from earlier in the season. I'm like, just because earlier in the season doesn't mean that these are like they're bad battlers. It's just like it was early in the season. But there's like a lot of like, ooh, you shouldn't have done this and your opponent shouldn't have done this. So it's definitely a learning video this afternoon. And then tomorrow morning you will see the double ice team. So anyways, that's enough talking. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.